Hello everyone, welcome back to the non-need treatment room with me, Cookie. As always, Davo is alongside me for a little special episode, isn't it, mate?
Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, very much looking forward to this today.
Yeah, Happy New Year, 2025.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go then.
Let's do it. So, got FA Cup special and just a bit of a general ease back in, I think. And we're joined by two very special people, aren't we?
We are. This is back to episode number 1.
This is. For people who don't know, episode number 1 started it all off with two very special people close to our hearts. One is brother of the pod. Is he known as brother of the pod?
Yeah, and the other is friend of the pod.
Yeah, soon to be a new member. Obviously, Adam Davies, welcome. Here he is.
Hello, my friends. Good to be back. I think it's my 4th time now.
Shit, we've not got his ball in a...
Oh, yeah.
There's a ball over there.
It's not pumped up.
No.
I've had a few.
And I'm glad to see my friend back all the way from Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Where did you go?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. I should know that. Ross Innes, welcome back.
Thank you very much, fellas.
Back from the desert to the freezing Baltic cold.
You're not wrong, mate. I'll tell you that. It is,
Disgusting.
obviously, people are not going to know where we are, but we're in the new premises at Kettering Town Football Club, and it is freezing.
But it's very nice.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh.
It's some setup, by the way.
Yeah. We love a new
It's another location, isn't it?
spot, yeah.
As we're talking, we can see.
You can just see the cold air coming off me.
Cold
You've got
air.
the radiator next to you though, David.
Hey, listen. Nothing changes round here. Who's in charge? In all fairness, though, what a base this could be for you.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good, isn't it? And obviously thanks to Everson, Maria,
Yeah.
and Everson Town and that. They've obviously looked after us here at the non-need treatment room with the facilities and letting us do what we need to do.
And well done to them a lot as well, because especially Maria taking over his chair
With Scotty.
and Scotty.
Yeah,
Barber.
yeah.
How much has been done? I couldn't believe it when we
Yeah,
got it.
it's mind-blowing, actually, isn't it, really? From what's it been, 18 months, 2 years,
Yeah.
to what they've created now.
Incredible.
And I think another special mention must go to Rich and his partner. Is it Kimberly?
Yeah,
Kim. Outstanding in
Yeah.
terms of what they're doing.
Really
And
put Aviston on the map, ain't they now?
Absolutely. Because me and Adam, it wasn't a problem, but if we ever wanted to have a player come in and have them introduce themselves to a ground and they would turn up for a meeting with us, he looked tired, he looked haggard.
Yeah.
But actually now, Tomo could bring players into a very special
Plush.
place. So take my hats off to you all. Well done, guys.
Quick turnaround as well.
What, they're doing all this?
Yeah, really quick.
Even
So-
around the ground, they've got like banners up and all sorts
Yeah.
to tidy it up and that.
They're laughing, mate. Doing a really good job.
So fair play to them. But how is it being back?
Good, mate. Believe it or not, it's been really good to be back. It was something that, and I've spoke openly to Adam on this a few times, just being out there. I found out very quickly I was a home bird. So I knew I was only ever going to do my 2-year visa. But circumstances, so 2 back-to-back bereavements in the family, has accelerated us coming back sooner. So we did 17 months, so we've missed out on a couple of months. But actually, just slid straight back into it. Got straight back into work. Straight back around the boys. We had a lovely little morning and afternoon on Saturday,
Back to
which
the
was
old days.
lovely.
Old
Yeah.
days.
Bit of breakfast, bit of football. Went and
Yeah.
watched the Nuneaton. So yeah, good to be back, mate. Just can't get past the weather at the minute.
No.
Let me ask you a question then, Rossi.
Go
Talk to
on.
me about football over there.
In terms of standard, or just as a whole,
Just both really.
it's on the rise. So what they've got out there is called the UAE Pro League, and it's actually directed by one of mine and Adam's friends that we work with at Leicester, a gentleman called Gareth Jennings. So he's gone out there on the remit of turning the UAE Pro League into a business. So it's going to be very much, it's a plan, it's a 10-year plan, and it'll look like, hopefully, because in terms of money and investment they've got it, in 10 years it'll be on a similar par to a very good level of football, not in terms of technical ability but as a business.
Is that them getting players over to play, or is it a bit of everything?
It's a bit of everything, mate, at the moment. So there are players out there that we would know. So players that are obviously at the end of their careers and, in all honesty, surpassed their careers. Iniesta plays out there at Emirates FC. The Brazilian Alan, I don't know if you ever remember, he used to play for Everton.
Yeah.
He plays out there. There's quite a few out there. But the level of football, when they class it as a UAE Pro League,
Go on, compare it. What would it
is
be?
probably the equivalent of probably League One or League Two.
Wow.
But the wages of Championship, Premiership.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But in terms of infrastructure, there's probably nothing better in the world, mate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. About like it'll have everything out there because it'll all be new built stuff, won't it?
Yeah.
It'll be like state of the art stuff and all that facilities.
Yeah.
But it'd be that talent of players, isn't it? You know,
Absolutely.
it's not like it might not be their first sport. You know, where like England football is very predominant, isn't it? So it's like bringing people into that footballing world, isn't it?
Yeah. In terms of the facilities, it's state of the art, like you said, Cookie. But with it sounds daft. But with it being in a desert, a lot of clubs work in partnership. So, for example, Al Jazeera, who are owned by the Man City Group, they run their first team, their academy, but second to that, grassroots pitches use their facility, or grassroots teams, use their facilities. There's swimming pools on site, there's gyms on site, 4G pitches, you name it, they've got everything. But morning it's used for a professional club, evenings it's used for grassroots, which is but that comes down to space and dynamics.
Well, there's a reason why we're all here today, and Cookie. We've got a very good.
There's always a reason.
There is always a
Good
reason, but this is just to let people know just how good Cookie is. Now is a Friday night, okay? We want to get this episode out for tomorrow, which will be a Saturday. But when you're listening to it, it will be today. So
The magic man.
yeah. So
I'm gonna try.
yeah,
If it's out and it's work.
well, you can always cut this bit out if it doesn't happen. But we are here today to talk about the magic, and we've all been involved in it, of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So obviously we've had some guests on that have been involved in the FA Cup, most of them, but two that are still partaking in the FA Cup. And it's very, very exciting. So we're going to get
also guests that have been involved in previous rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
You know, you've got for non-league, I think the FA Cup this year, non-league, has done very well. I think it's been like really successful. I don't know if that's just my opinion, but
I think it has. But
I think the exposure it's got is all the way from Kettering Town to like Tamworth.
Yeah.
Look at like all the podcasts that they've been on, BBC, ITV News. I was watching ITV News yesterday, and they were down the Tamworth ground, and Rickard was on there doing an interview because he's general manager down there now, isn't he, at Tamworth, and asking where the money's going, and they've just signed him on a new contract. Peaks, hasn't he, Andy Pink?
Yeah, full time
contract. Yeah. So it's like, as long as it's put into good use. But yeah, I mean, even Harborough.
Yeah.
In step 3, going to Reading and giving them a game as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
high scoring game.
It's special. Obviously, like we've all experienced it. Obviously, Aviston. What's your experience?
Well, Harborough, Riley O'Sullivan scored one or two in the game. He scored one in the game. He was playing for, I want to say, Coventry when we first broke into management, weren't he? And now he's scoring against Reading in the FA Cup. Superb.
There is, I don't want to turn it, but there is, you said it's been, like put out there as a fantastic thing this year, and I completely agree, but there are some things that I disagree with that have gone on in this FA Cup. I'm not sure if it was previous or it happened previously last year, but obviously the rule came in of the no replays, didn't it? Yeah. Which I think is a loss for the lower non-league clubs coming up. Would you agree?
In terms of like financial, yeah, but if you look at the Tamworth Burton game, that would finish 1-1.
Yeah.
And it went to penalties.
Yeah.
And they won. Now, if that was old rules replay,
Yeah.
went back to the Lamb Ground,
Yeah.
you've got the financial side of another game, whatnot, but you might not be in the third round.
So let me get my head around this.
Whether that's just, I don't know, but
Let me get my head around this then. So, irrelevant to where the game is being played, both clubs take half. Is that right?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of split of the tickets.
I think it differs, Lee. So, and it's a gentleman's handshake on majority of them. So, for example, and I don't know the ins and outs, but you'll find, for an example, would be Tottenham versus Tamworth on Sunday. Tottenham could have a gentleman's handshake with Tamworth and say, look, you've got to this position, we're going to allow you to take 100% profit from the whole of it.
Yeah.
Ground tickets, television rights, X, Y and Z. It has happened. I remember it happening, if I remember rightly, it was Tamworth again when they played Everton. We'll go back a few years.
Marcus Law, wasn't it?
Was it Marcus
Yeah,
Law?
it was,
There was time then. So it does happen. I don't think there's a split in 50-50. I just think there's...
I think it depends where it is as well, isn't it? So obviously,
I was going to say that.
I think we'll come to this at some point, talking about ticket prices and stuff like that, but Tamworth will take 100% of the costing of what it is to run the game, the security, the policing, the ambulance, and everything that comes with it. So I think if that's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they have the opportunity to go, you know what, take X amount of the ticket, whereas Tamworth are not in a position to do that, hence the increased price, etc., etc.
It's the old cliche, obviously, of if you're Tamworth, you want the game at home. Of course you do, because
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that.
Do you not?
No, I think if you're I'll go back to when we were managing. I would want to play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, you would, but do you not feel that, as silly as it sounds, Tamworth have got more of a chance of winning in their own backyard?
Yeah, that's what you take out of it, don't you?
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, obviously, if the game would have been at Tottenham, the ticket sales would have been higher than Tamworth.
I disagree with that.
Really?
I don't think they would have.
What's Tamworth on a sell-out then?
5,000?
Yeah?
Probably 2, 3.
I'm not sure.
So you're telling me you don't think there'd be more than 2,000 people at the Tottenham
Oh, so
ground?
ticket prices. Sorry.
I'm talking about like the filling the stadium, earning more money.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Tottenham ground will take a lot more to run, or cost a lot more to run. But I think that if it's away, or at a Premier League or Championship team, you're going to make more money.
Yeah, I see what you mean. If there's an agreement in place whereby Tottenham give Tamworth a larger proportion of the gate receipts, but if it was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tamworth would probably get 30,000 there, purely on the basis that just the odd fan would go. Like anyone from any local area surrounding Tamworth would go to that game.
Offer,
Whereas what you'll find, and I suppose it's already sold out, so it makes it easier, is you're going to get Tamworth fans and you're going to get hardcore non-league fans in there on Sunday.
Yeah.
But the subset or the issue with that is that you're not getting that vast proportion of money that you would get if it was away. And that's why I know this has been some major debate, probably skip into it a little bit early, but I agree with the ticket pricing.
I agree.
I think we're going to talk about it now. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought, fuck me, they've put it up there. But when I think you speak to people, football people, and then you go, actually, from a business point of view, but also, like you say, if you would have been offered Tottenham at the start of the season, you'd snap your hand off, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
of course you would.
A chance to see, obviously, depending on what team they're going to put out, but
either
way.
It is, and I agree with all of you. It's definitely a business head-on in terms of that decision. So from the top down,
you know full well you're going to sell out.
Yeah. But we knew
regardless of the talk, innit?
To run games here on a minute scale in comparison, and the costing is massive. So I think it's very easy to look at that ticket price and go, "Oh my God, they're trying to make loads of money." If you publish the cost of what it's going to cost to keep that safe and running, it's massive. And I just try and look at it with logic. If it was at Tottenham Hotspur, Tamworth would probably stand to make about 1.5 million. They'd probably make about.
If
It was at Tottenham Hotspur, and they had a percentage of the ticket sales with the size of that ground, they'd probably come away with 1.5 million, which will definitely be probably half of their running costs for a season, maybe even running costs for a season.
And that's what I was going to bring it back to. Although it is at Tamworth, I have no doubt the reason why that ticket price was heightened the way it was is actually that sustains that club maybe for another 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, or period.
We've just spoke about Andy Peake's getting a full-time contract.
Yeah.
So that's created that opportunity for Andy Peake, and by the way, he deserves it.
Yeah.
But what it will do is maintain a budget for the next X amount of years without no additional outgoings. I have no doubt they'll add to the ground because it's needed.
Yeah.
Maybe some bonuses for players.
Exactly. So actually, if you're the chairman, sporting director, businessman, right at the top, decision for me is right, because actually, as long as he does it correctly and he gives it back into the club and the players, perfect.
But also look at the perks of it as well. So, if I was to go and watch a West Brom game, that would cost me between 25 to 35 quid.
Yeah.
So what was the Tamworth price? It's 42 for an adult,
42,
right? When I go and watch West Brom, I'm not necessarily in a seat that I want to sit in. I'm really far away from the pitch.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When you're at the Tamworth ground, you are in touching distance of the pitch. You can see everything. You know,
hear everything.
Yeah, you can hear everything.
Yeah.
So I think that it's completely different. You know, regarding that.
The argument will always be, who's it outpricing? Is it outpricing the concessions? Is it outpricing people who want to bring kids, and then it becomes quite an expensive day?
Good point, yeah.
I always look at it and go, you don't think anything of dropping around of drinks, do you? That's 30, 40 quid. You don't think anything of going into a boozer and going, I'll get everyone a pint, and it's...
You also
maybe you do.
You also
That could have been anyone, by the way.
You also bring yourself back to, it's Tottenham. It's a Premier League team.
Yeah.
But like, you mentioned about Andy Peake's getting a full-time contract, and we've mentioned this a lot, where we spoke to like National League players like Tom Tonks and that, and about being full-time.
Yeah. And they're part-time.
Being Dorking. We spoke to Mark White about full-time, part-time.
Yeah.
This game, this weekend, could give them that money to go, right, you can be a full-time. You can be a full-time club for 2 years. We've got the money.
Yeah.
And I know what
if they win it.
If they win it, fuck me, you can be full-time forever. But also, it's like it's good. That's why you have people like them at their places, general managers, sporting directors, people who make those decisions. Because if you always think, if it was just one man on his own, what decision would he make then?
They're also the first club since the rule change. From what I've seen from social media anyway, that's had like a game this big against a Premier League opponent. So we're always going to come in with some stick because you're setting the precedent for everyone else to follow. But I can only compare it to when we were in non-league. If the club turned around to us and went, we're putting it at that for this reason, to sustain us for this period of time, and because these are the outgoing costs, I'd go, it makes perfect sense.
Of course it does.
But you're always going to have
I think people just see the cost and go, oh my God,
yeah.
Non-league, it should be 10 quid.
Yeah, and you're bang on right. It will be, so I don't know, let's say if you're going to take yourself, the missus, and 2 kids, it's an expensive day.
Yeah.
It is an expensive day, but...
It's once in a lifetime.
Exactly.
I was just about to say that.
It's once in a lifetime, mate, and you'll never get that opportunity again. And just going back onto your point, and again, I don't want to play devil's advocate here, but you said Andy Peake has got an opportunity to go full-time, which I'm really happy for him about. But previous episodes and people that listen, or if this is your first episode, go back and listen. Real mixed reviews on going full-time.
Yeah.
Real mixed reviews. Some people loved it. Some people were, hyped it up in their lives to be something brilliant. And then when they actually got there, it weren't what they thought it was going to be.
But I also think that league, you have to be full-time.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, Mark White says it. If you're not, you might survive a year, but you just you've
only got to look at this week's footage, ain't you, of them working and grafting. I think they were saying about Tom Tonks, he's got in from a game up north. It's 2 a.m. He's up at 5 in the gym. Took a photo, put it on socials, and then he was working at 6, 7 o'clock. if you're full time, you ain't got that concern. Have
Yeah,
you?
but then but then realistically, are you going to earn enough, or are
To
you going to
sustain
earn the
yourself.
money? You know, you could be on a 35 grand a year job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
that's the
go
risk
in-
you've taken.
It is, but
Yeah.
That's a
that's
decision
what
of a player
but-
if you want to be a full-time player, isn't it?
But previous episodes, when we've had people on, that's the no-go.
Yeah.
The fact that they're not going to be earning, because yes, at the end of the day, it's still a job. It's a job.
Yeah, and you can only earn so much out of it.
Exactly.
As far as the Tamworth manager Andy Peaks is concerned, though, he's gone full time. The club's not full time, but his stock isn't going down, is it? After all of this, like
No.
what he's done with Tamworth, in terms of the promotions and the cup runs and the sustenance in that National League, his stock isn't going down. So clubs, and I'm sorry, Tamworth fans, but other clubs are going to be looking at him and going, full time clubs. You know, is that the person we go and headhunt next? So it sounds like a smart move.
It's a
to
great
me.
shop window, isn't it? The FA Cup.
Sounds like a smart move to get him full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Kettering, our mate Labs, because I think he deserves a mention. I really, really do.
Did you want to talk about the Tamworth games? How they got there?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I would say they've had the hardest run,
Go on.
Tamworth.
Gonna have to educate me, a cookie.
Fourth.
I've missed out. on
Yeah,
a few
you've missed a
being
lot,
out there.
mate, to be fair. You not keep up with it, Ross?
I did, but it's not something that. So it's the time difference for me.
Yeah.
So it was 4 hours difference.
Yeah.
So I couldn't watch anything live, or it'd be the next day. And if you're on social media reading it or looking for it, you probably missed it. If that makes sense.
Too busy out in the sun.
You wouldn't think it looking at me, Crog.
Beer in hand. That's what I saw. Beer in
Oh,
hand
yeah,
in the
I-
sun.
I had some beers, mate. What are you about?
You know,
Some factor 50.
taking lovely walks.
Yeah.
I do love this, you know, the magic of the FA Cup. Reel these teams off, Crog.
Right, Tamworth they had fourth qualifier round. That's so I've gone back to there. They had Macclesfield, Robbie Savage's
Massive
team,
game.
wow.
who were
Flying.
full time.
I'm flying.
Yeah,
4-2
although
they
they're
won.
step 4 now, I believe.
3.
Are they 3 now?
I think
Yeah.
they might be free.
What a club. So actually, that's not a bad result for Tamworth.
4-2 they won.
Because their budget would be half decent.
That was
it.
at
Yeah.
Tamworth ground. And then first round they had Huddersfield,
Yeah, I've seen
which
that
they
one, I've
won
seen
1-0.
it.
That was on TV. Tom Tonks,
Yeah, I
big
watched that
launcher.
one. Yeah.
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 Second round, Burton Albion away, 1-1 full time, and then they won 4-3 on pens. That's when Jazz Singh
Yes.
came to the rescue, saved 2, I think.
Some keeper.
What keeper? And then obviously now they've got Tottenham.
That's a hard run.
What a run! That's a very.
I'll be honest, you two have got a lot to pay for that, you know. You just nicknamed Jazz Singh, who was the cup hero against Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Tom
We had him
Tonks,
on, yeah.
you had him on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Tonks with a throw-in, literally a couple of days afterwards, is that right? Or before?
No.
It was in between,
In between.
the Burton and Huddersfield game.
Tell you what, boys.
Oh
Yeah.
mate, we make dreams happen.
The good luck charms.
Yeah.
Andy Peaks in next on the pod.
Yeah.
Dan Creaney.
If you're listening, Creaney, you need to message me back. It's been about 7 months and he's
From
still not messaged me
Addison-
back.
Addison Legend.
He's made it, mate.
Yeah, like, I mean
Yeah.
that's a difficult run in itself. You're playing pretty much 3 full-time teams there. Well, 2 guaranteed full-time
Yeah.
teams. Macclesfield pretty much full-time, aren't they?
Yeah.
League One. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
like. But do you think that's a lot of team camaraderie getting you through that as well?
Well,
So game plan.
Them two mentioned it a lot, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jazz and Vet about the team room and the dressing room.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like
I think-
these sort of games.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite
You've
like
got nothing
these
to
sort of
lose,
games.
have you?
Yeah, and it's a cliche saying, but it's a free hit, and you're absolutely bang up for it, no matter the outcome. Because if you win, it's incredible, and your life's turned upside down. If you lose, you're expected to lose anyway. So who cares? You've had the occasion.
But listen to the mentality that Tom had when he came on, where I was sort of prodding him and saying, have you changed your tactics for this game? And he said, we play them games exactly how we play league games.
Correct.
Of course.
Funneling teams in, sending them into a direction and using that long throw.
100%.
You know,
Hammer.
and that's the thing, and I feel that that's a massive point. If you're playing against a bigger team, and I know it's a lot lower, but when we played Leek Town, we changed nothing. Like the starting 11 was still the same, the formation was still the same. we went to a team that was 2 leagues above us and footballed them off the park in their own backyard. Now, I know it's different because Tamworth are playing higher league teams and you sort of have got to go on the defensive, but I don't want to keep switching, but also Kettering, they did it really well. They did it so well. Just not sat back too deep, you know, still winning the ball in the middle third or not necessarily the higher third, but and just attacking and breaking very quickly.
I was about to say, I think when we discussed them games league, I know you say we didn't change anything in terms of like the shape and the formation, but we knew we'd have less of the ball.
Of course,
but we didn't though.
In the end, it transpired that way. But if you think about the first 15, say it again.
What round was that? That like second qualifier, third qualifier?
It'd have been third, wouldn't it?
Second.
Yeah, no, because we got knocked out in the following against Hanley, didn't we? Ryan Shotton and Carl Dickinson and them playing for Hanley.
Who was the one that played in the middle of the park that was unreal? Ex-Prem.
Port Vale player. Can't remember his name.
Was he Prem? Did he play in the Prem?
Who?
Lewis Dodds.
No,
Lewis
no,
Dodds.
it was someone else. It was someone else.
I think I know you mean.
Little guy.
Nicky?
No. He was incredible. What was his name?
Simon Adams.
No.
Don't remember. But we anticipated that we wouldn't have the ball, and for the first 10 minutes they had all the ball. But mentality-wise, in terms of like Tamworth against Tottenham, you don't show anybody any respect. They'll come with a younger team, fresh off the back of a game against Liverpool with a massive injury crisis. They're coming with a younger team, and I think you watch these. Is it Johnson's Paint Trophy where like the under 21 teams are in there?
Yeah.
And they get beat. And so, look, I'm going to say it's the non-league treatment room, but they're only 14-1. I don't think it's without the realms of possibility.
I think it's achievable because
100%.
Again, you've got to think as well. If you're right, young lads come in to a non-league ground. People over you.
4G, by the way.
4G.
Yeah, that's massive.
Got people like Tom Tonks who's been grafting his bollocks off, then launching hammer balls in.
Yeah.
And you're going, fucking get your head on that, deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm launching that in every day, all day.
Yeah.
Like, and then you got players like Dan Creaney, Bosch.
Yeah.
Have a bit of that.
See, and this is an interesting one. I don't know what you think on this, Ross. I don't think it's the physicality that bothers high-level Premier League players. Well, no, think about the physicality they come up against week on week.
Yeah.
Like ultra physicality. But if you've ever seen a Prem player in the flesh, they're like tall and slight, aren't they? Skinny. Whereas you ain't coming up against tall and slight, you're coming up against brutes on Sunday. And I think that's what potentially can help get. Well, that's what we'd be saying in the change room.
Absolutely. And you go back to what we mentioned earlier about them doing their labouring jobs, their bricklaying.
Yeah.
You're dealing with men's men, if that makes sense.
100%.
Just off a scaffolding site.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not dealing with athletes like Adam was saying, where you're in the gym and you're
finely tuned.
I'll tell you now, it's exciting actually.
Yeah,
it's interesting,
to
isn't it?
think about what because it's only going to take a couple of them set plays, throw-ins.
And if they do bring you 21s, they're not used to that, you know, being bombarded in.
But I think they'll be well drilled to know that they won't give throw-ins. Tom was meant. I'm going to keep mentioning Tom Tonks and that. Listen back if you haven't listened. He was mentioning the team they played, Barnet.
Yeah.
And they would not let the ball go out for a throw-in.
Yeah. Now, I think that's 1 in a million.
Yeah, but like, if that's how drilled a team can be, if Ange Postecoglou is going, right, we need to play like this so we don't give throw-ins away, they'll do that.
But they're gonna.
But there will be throw-ins.
There's one thing you can say about Ange if you watch Tottenham and then listen to him speak after. They're coming to do all-out attack, aren't they? Tottenham, which a Premier League side should, but that's going to give Tamworth opportunities. It's going to give. Normally, you'll go. They ain't going to touch the ball. It's going to be ultra possession to the Prem side. Well, they're going to leave gaps, and Tamworth will exploit. So I'm just listen. If they get absolutely tonked, pardon the pun, we're sitting there and we're talking a load of bollocks, but I think there's a chance.
There is always a chance, massively.
There's a chance, isn't there?
But I think that there will be some
drama.
No, big names there.
Oh yeah.
Because some players are coming back from fitness. You know, I think that you will see a few big names on the bench And, you know, if things are going south, how exciting.
I think you'll get your Jed Spences, your Archie Grays, the lads that are playing regularly at the minute.
Mikey Moore, some player.
He is a player.
Mikey Moore, yeah.
What's the striker called? Lancashire? Lancashire, the centre forward, young lad. Very good.
Surely you're getting Dominic Solanke on, getting some form.
Big unit.
Yeah.
Seeing Bosch Canate.
Yeah.
Chance to
I'm excited here.
Yeah.
Is it on TV? I know it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, BBC One, Sunday.
Yeah.
You know,
midday.
Games like this and that. Does it make you like think? Imagine if we had a run like that. You know, like the FA Vars. Always come back to the FA Vars, and you're like,
yeah. It's hard to imagine the scale of the preparation and the excitement for someone like a Tottenham Hotspur, though, because we used to get like it for your Handleys and your leagues and your teams.
What were you like for Newport Pagnell then?
Maybe not so much like that. I wasn't not so much like that because I had a firm belief that we'd win the game. Whereas if we were in Andy Peters' shoes, you'd be going, "What an occasion!" You know what I mean? I don't know about you.
No, I'd echo that. I would echo that. For me, I'm sitting here like excited like a kid in a sweet shop. Imagine if you pulled in just a pro team.
Yeah.
What Atherstone, this town would generate in terms of a build up to that sort of game.
Yeah.
It would be incredible. Because actually, like Adam said, you think about your league, and actually, we went into league a little bit of the unknown actually, but we got a lot out of that from Newport Pagnell, Eccles Hill away in the Vars. This is different now, but just what the buzz that created.
2 coaches,
just a cup run.
Yeah.
Well, and if you compare that now to the teams you've referenced, Macclesfield, Burton, Huddersfield, Tottenham, Tamworth have had. That is a treat. That is a treat, and it is also beyond imagination incredible.
But also think about all the rounds before that as well. Do you know what I mean?
They would have come in at the 4th qualifying. That
Exactly.
would have been their first game.
This ain't the unknown for Tamworth, by the way.
No.
So they've played
Bristol.
Bristol City. They've played Everton. And they've played Norwich. Carl Storer played in that, by the way.
They've done really well. Like Tamworth, they've done like really well in the FA Cup, haven't they?
Yeah.
And obviously, you mentioned something like obviously through texting about Nuneaton.
Yeah.
And how good it was for Nuneaton when they're back in their heyday with like Middlesbrough and that. I wasn't in Nuneaton and I wasn't really a part of football when that happened. But so you three might be able to tell me with that. But when that game happened, Nuneaton, Middlesbrough, what was the town like? What was like the build up to it?
Schools were closing the schools for the day and taking coaches full.
Yeah.
But also think as well, like a little bit. You might have witnessed it because you're a bit older than us, but
hey.
Like Stoke.
I actually watched that. I was 15. Watched that at my friend's house. We couldn't get tickets. Completely sold out. Pouring rain.
At Manor Park or at Britannia?
Manor Park.
Yeah.
Mudbath. Mark McGregor. I don't know if you remember Mark
Centre
McGregor. Centre forward. Handful. Proper non-league.
Somebody mentioned him.
He scored. But yeah, it's moments like that, especially for towns where it's the old saying, you're putting the town on the map, but actually you do, because it generates an income for everybody, whether that be commercially pubs, branding rights around the town. There's so much that it gives.
Yeah, that's true.
People are chucking sponsors at you, I bet, when you
and in the wake of it thereafter as well, because of what you did. It's why the change and the format, I think at the top of the game you go, I understand it, because the calendar is so packed, there's so many games, and it's not discrediting the competition because it's all weekend fixtures now, and someone wins and someone loses and you move on. But as you move down the chain into non-league, that's why you're like, has it taken a little bit of from that you're not getting the replays and you're not getting the second chance to play those games, and that's what I understand a little bit of that. Definitely. But it is brilliant for that local area. Tamworth economically, are we getting into the economics of towns now? But Tamworth economically are going to benefit from the ripple effect of everything that they do. Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
But also like teams like Kettering.
Yeah,
they were incredible. I watched that game from the start to the end, mate. And that is it. Noel Williams.
Noel Williams.
Is it Noel Williams?
Yeah.
And that's the epitome of what you were saying of somebody that is not a full-time footballer. He's built like a brick shithouse. And he were running through people, mate.
Yeah. If I remember right, Dad Chris Bart Williams used to play for Forest.
Yeah. Charlton.
Yeah.
He ran through people, mate, because they were just not... These championship players were not, built to stop him. Like,
but another friend of the pod, by the way, Devon Kelly Evans, got MOM in that game.
He was incredible.
He was outstanding.
So their run, 4th qualifying round, I think they had a game before that because they're step 3, but I wasn't sure who it was. But their 4th qualifying round was Farsley Celtic, which they won 2-1, who are National League North. Not the best team, but still a tough test. And then Northampton Town in the first round, and then Doncaster in the second, where they lost.
Incredible.
But the Northampton game was class.
Yeah.
I remember watching that. Dev, honestly,
phenomenal.
Like unreal.
Yeah.
And then like the young lads scoring as well.
Yeah. Magic.
Like Luca Miller. But they got a text that I think we spoke to Lav, didn't we? And he's like, "No Ranger there and that."
Yeah,
no Ranger.
And players like that, and you're like,
Marvin Sword
fair play.
And Lavs after, just watching Lavs'
his celebration.
Sorry to cut in. Before they played against the team that you said, they played against Stafford and won 2-1. They then played against Cleethorpes and won 1-0. They then played against St Ives, who were a league above them.
No, St Ives are the same league. Same league.
And then they played against Farsley.
So
they've scraped through every game, But just the individuals in that game. I thought the fullback, the fullback he had like a mini afro. He was tremendous. I thought he was incredible. And also, just remember, yes, they had players like Niall Ranger, Gary Hooper, Marvin Sordell on the bench, but their main boy Edwards was not in them games because he was cup tied.
Yeah.
So still, and obviously the missed players. Dev was, I think he was injured for the second game.
Doncaster game, which I thought was gutted. He was incredible. I thought, like, off the back of how well he played for Northampton against Northampton, I thought he would have been unreal. But again, like, what a run for that club Kettering, who have been in trouble before, like financial trouble, and building themselves back up and stuff, and doing it properly in a way. And
it's why it's the world's best competition, ain't it?
That's it.
Nothing like anywhere else.
There's another one, Ross, by the way, who we had on the pod and did well.
That's what I mean. There's something there for you, boys.
Exactly.
There's got to be some sponsorship coming your way soon if this is going to keep happening.
Well, if you want to do well, just come on the pod. Simple
exactly.
as, isn't it? You know what I mean? Anyone. Like the money they've generated from that,
just
because they're on TV. Games. They're on TV twice. Rights. Like, that's massive. But you know what I love, like seeing like Lavs in the dressing room.
Dancing,
singing and dancing,
It's
class, and you're like,
and here's the thing, right? You have to go. If you're watching that as someone who don't understand non-league, ain't been around someone like Lavs or knows him throughout the years, you watch that and you go, "Oh, all the cameras are in there." No, he's doing that every game.
Yeah, that's him every game.
Yeah, 100%.
And actually, you've got to applaud Lavs, because Lavs for a very long time has been an assistant, so he's been in the background of a lot of good memories from different clubs that he's been at, and actually he's either done that tactically to understand the management role a little bit clearer, and now look what it's reached him. Because actually, going back to the Andy Peaks moment, Cookie, Lavs is on the map nationally. Like, his name is known now, not just locally, because locally he's a legend in terms of his playing career, but actually there'll be people looking at him in the next couple of months if he keeps doing what he's doing.
But also there'll be people that watch that game on TV that had never heard of Kettering before and seen the likes of Gary Hooper, who's played in the Prem, Niall Ranger, who's played in the Prem, Marvin Sordell, played in the Prem, and you're thinking, you must be some gaffer to have that put.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because these lads were not local lads to Kettering, I don't feel. Marvin Sordell played for Watford. He did play for Coventry, didn't he, I think? Yeah. Gary Hooper, Norwich, Celtic. Like, what? He's not local to Kettering. So he's got to have some pull. And I don't feel it's money. Do you know what I mean? I feel that it's him as an individual.
Yeah, but like, when we had Lavs in and we were talking to him, obviously I know Lavs very well, but speaking to him for those 3 hours we had him in, you learn so much more about him and actually what career he had and what players he played up against, what moments he had in his career, and you think, no wonder he's got that pull of players or that knowledge of the game because he's been in it so long.
And when you walk out, you realise what type of manager he is as well. You full well know, after that 3 hours, because I knew of Labs anyway, you full well know that if you don't run, you're out. He's that type of gaffer, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas Tamworth, I feel, is different. I feel that he comes across very methodical, he's very calm, and I think that he's just got a real good system of the way that he
you
does
surround
things.
yourself with good people there, don't you?
Well, I'll tell you what goes from on Sunday. No extra time anymore, is it? It's straight to pens.
Straight to pens.
So, back in the day, you go into extra time, like you'll see that a non-league team or a lower league team would get to 90 minutes, a draw. You go into extra time, fitness would tell.
Yeah.
And then they'd fold.
Well, that's what happened. Sorry, that's what happened.
Right.
I felt that's what happened with Kettering.
Yeah.
With the Doncaster game, weren't it?
Yeah.
That went to extra time, and you could just see the legs weren't quite there, and you thought,
Billy Sharp as well.
You bastard, like.
Yeah. Is there extra time?
I don't think there is. I think there's.
There was extra time.
It's one of the cup competitions. There's none.
It gets to a certain stage. If
I think it gets to a certain stage and there's no extra time, but
yeah, there was extra time in that game though, right?
There was extra time in that one, the second round games.
Yeah,
not
Let's
sure.
check that while we're talking. But that's what I was saying is, and even with the replays, you go back to the big ground and you just get bopped with you. And like you find that the first games are 1-1s or 2-2s, and then you go back and they lost 4-0 and 5-0 because of the pitch.
Middlesbrough, weren't it?
Yeah.
That happened. Yeah. If that game had gone to penalties, it could have been straight to penalties like the rules today. That could have been completely different.
Well, you had a good keeper in it. Current Nuneaton Town manager at the minute, Darren Acton, played in that game, and as a goalkeeper, outstanding. There's some good players out that day, by the way.
Yeah, they did.
Gareth Southgate played.
Mendieta.
Barlow Zenden.
Mark Viduka.
Yeah.
Viduka, what a name that is.
Yeah.
Like real players.
What's his name? Because I remember we had Jez Murphy. We were name dropping like Mally. Jez Murphy, he was on, and he said there was like an older player there. I can't remember what it was now. Ray Parler. No.
It might have been.
Was it Ray Parler?
Could have been.
Was he playing?
Could have been.
For then.
Ray Parler.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure Ray Parler was there.
What
year
mentioned
was
about
getting a shirt. I'm pretty
2000
sure
and...
I'm not sure on the year, mate.
Was it 1 or 2?
I couldn't tell you.
There is. Therefore, the weekend's third round ties will be settled on the day with extra time and penalties if necessary.
Must be Carabao Cup where it's no extra time.
Yeah. And actually that's in the rule changes this year. So it says here, replays from the first round proper onwards are no more after the FA struck a new scheduling deal with the Premier League, which will increase funding to the grassroots game by up to extra 33 million per season. And then that next quote, the fourth and the weekend's third round ties will be settled on the day with extra time and penalties if necessary.
See, that's a little bit of a disadvantage, isn't it, for the grassroots or the non-league
the extra
teams.
time,
yeah, the extra time's like
kills them a little bit.
Maybe not a national league though; they're fit as a fiddle. But part time, full time.
Yeah. It's hard work.
All depends how you train, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I remember someone saying to me like Arsene Wenger used to only train for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's how long the game was. 90 minutes.
And the Premier League players, obviously, as soon as you hit that red zone, boop, you're out.
Yeah.
That'll be 90 minutes of football though, Cookie.
Yeah. Sorry.
You tie in your gym stuff, your yoga, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Recovery.
What does go for Tamworth though is whether it's the 13th minute or the 113th minute. That throwing.
and let's talk about that for a second, because as a management team, or two previous managers, you can't coach to defend that.
Long Eaton, we had it against, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
In the... Was that the Vars? That was the Vars, wasn't
Down
it?
here? Yeah.
So we Adam pre-watched.
Yeah.
We watched them, didn't we?
Could have done,
and we looked at it and went, oh God.
You're doing it from the halfway line, weren't it?
Yeah. And
two good players in there as well, the brothers.
Yeah, Alex and Tom Marshall.
Yeah.
They
scored from one of them.
Yeah,
but
they
we
did.
nullified the rest of it.
Yeah, they did. To be fair to current assistant manager Nathan Haynes, unbelievable on the day.
Did,
but what we said was, don't pick up on the throw-in, just go and head the ball. So we had a prior conversation and we said, if you get like caught behind people, we had Tugger in goal as well, didn't we?
Tugger was in goal.
So we said, if you're behind someone and you're trying to mark, It only takes someone to flash across you, run across you, and they can head it anywhere. And it's that close to the goal and coming in with that much trajectory that we decided, don't mark, just as soon as you see the flight, go and head it. And we had multiple people trying to go and head it, and Nath on the day. I think, and I'm just picking a number out of the air, if they had 20 throw-ins, he headed 18 of them out. Unbelievable performance.
I know what you're saying though, it's a hard thing to...
It's so hard to
because
defend
when
against.
you could say something, but when you're in the pitch, your mind's everywhere. And you go, shall I go ahead it? Is the keeper going to come for it?
Yeah, and also you can't coach bravery. Like it's
true.
It's something that, you know, and like we watched it down here when Atherstone played against, I can't remember the team, but that Matt Reed played up top.
Oh, that would have been Kidsgrove.
It was Kidsgrove. And he was just like, you look at him and you think, you look like a Sunday League centre forward, but mate, everything stuck. He was flicking everything on.
He played for Lincoln in the FA Cup against a Prem side and was a brute on the day as well. I think it was.
Can you remember the other one though? Let's have a little think about that. The people that have made careers from having good FA Cup games. Can you remember the lad that
Jimmy
played...
Armisen?
No. Do you remember the lad that played... he was a centre forward and I can't remember who he played for. Was his name Matt Smith? And he was massive.
Yeah.
And then he went to Leeds. And then he dropped down a little bit.
Still plays in the league now, I think.
He does, yeah.
Salford, I think plays for.
Yeah, but
they got a big game.
Just a bit.
Who they got?
Man City.
Man City, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Man City.
I think they've done.
Local derby.
There's a lot of players though that will make careers from having a good little FA Cup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. You have to put that's your shot window, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's your chance.
It's another way to make money for non-league clubs.
If you're a higher club, you're looking at players like that Luca Miller from Kettering and going like 18, 19 years old. Let's have a look at him.
Yeah.
Or Noah Williams.
Yeah.
Noel Williams.
Noel Williams.
Yeah, you're looking at him going, let's have a look.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what the managers will be saying as well, by the way. You think they won't, but the managers will be going, you're a young lad in our team, go on then. There's your stage, and they'll be using that to their advantage all over the country.
Well, look at lads. I know it's not in the FA Cup, but look at lads that have came from that National League and that are currently playing in League 2 and League 1. You got Sabara, who played against Kettering.
Yeah, for
Solihull Moors.
Sorry, that was the Solihull Moors game. Yeah, he played for Solihull Moors.
Is it Doncaster?
And then he went to Doncaster and he played against Kettering. You've got the lad from Tamworth, who's at Walsall, is he?
Jamie Jealous.
Yeah, that he's playing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of players that came from that sort of level of football.
Taylor Allen,
yeah.
Captain Walsall.
I couldn't believe that by the way, because you said that to me on Saturday, wasn't it?
Unbelievable as well.
I couldn't get over that because I thought he'd just run off the face of the earth.
He's been at Walsall for a good couple of years now.
Yeah,
but
consistently and Forest Green, and then Walsall.
He went somewhere else as well.
And he's been incredible.
Let's move on to Harborough. Harborough Town, obviously another non-league team that did very well in the FA Cup. Got to the second round. Lost against Reading 5-3, but they actually took the lead.
What a game.
Again, going away to Reading, step free side against Reading. They've got some decent players in there. And giving them a game as well. That went to extra time as well.
Did it?
That went to extra time. But their run,
I've got it here from the start, Cookie, if you want me to read it out.
Go for it.
They had a double header against Darlaston, Dean Gill's Darlaston.
Yes, they did, yeah.
So it was the first game was 0-0 at Harborough, and then they beat Darlaston 3-2. They then played Stourbridge and won 4-2.
Tough team. Two tough teams there.
Yeah. They then played Leamington and beat them 1-0.
That's a good result, by the way.
Yeah. They then played Bury and beat them 1-0.
That weren't because they're back at Gig Lane now, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Because at Harborough.
They then played Tunbridge and won 4-1.
So that's in the first round there, and that's where you go, first round game.
Can we get?
Well, Tunbridge are probably like Southern Prem, aren't they? Tunbridge.
Yeah, they're a similar level, but you go, we didn't get a big team, but then you go, hold on, that's a winnable game.
Yeah. And let me just have a look at this because I think he did. No, it was Ben Stevens.
Paul Malone, some centre half, by the way.
Yeah, and then they had after Tunbridge they had Reading and lost 5-3. Goal scorers on the day. Freddie Robinson, Riley O'Sullivan, and here's another one. Where was he at, Adam? Kai Tong, Colville Town.
Yeah.
Not Kai Tong.
And Coles Hill.
Was it Coes Hill or Colville?
Coes Hill,
Kai Tong. There's another one. But
Yeah.
I didn't watch that game, but let's talk about what the big talking point was.
Well, you got a build up there of a step 3 team doing well,
Yeah.
getting into the first round proper, and someone as well like Mitch Austin, who's won promotions as well with Harborough. Harborough Town were like step 6.
That's
probably,
what I wanted
easily.
to ask. Yeah.
Got 'em, and now they're like step 3. He's like pumped them up the leagues, which is like incredible to do.
Yeah.
And they got a good setup as well.
Yeah.
I think we went there. I went there when Rickards and Fowler first got the job. I think that was our first Files game was against Harborough.
Yeah.
So when we say Harborough, is it Market Harborough?
Market Harborough.
Market Harborough.
Yeah.
I've got one name then to chuck at you, and let's get your opinions on it. Sandro.
Yeah.
Did he play?
He did.
He did.
He played.
Started as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
So
came straight to the fold.
people who don't know Mitch Austin, he's a massive Tottenham fan,
Okay.
and I think he goes to a lot of the games.
Yeah.
I think he's got season tickets and stuff like that. So he's obviously found some connection there. Managers being managers, everyone's got connections, you know, as a manager.
Yeah. Would you do it?
How would you even go around getting that connection? But obviously it's happened.
Yeah.
There's two minds. There's two ways in my head. I'm thinking it's a bit of a publicity stunt. Get the town
Drawing the eyes and the attention.
yeah, or it's those one-off things. You go, I've got a chance to get Sandro here, who's a Premier League player, international.
Yeah.
Fuck it,
Yeah. Bring him in.
bring him in.
Yeah.
It'll give the lads a boost.
I believe it's a publicity stunt because actually, if you're going back to your first question about Tamworth and what it generates as an income, having Sandro part of your matchday squad and how many more gate receipts it increases.
Yeah.
Because I believe they were doing shirts as well.
Yeah.
Actually, and I don't know if he's played afterwards, I'm not sure, without looking at any team sheets.
Don't think he has.
He's come in and he's probably generated another, I don't know, 20, 30,000 in terms of revenue, potentially.
And swallow this, by the way. Booked on the 27th minute, brought off on the 46th.
Oh,
He got brought off on the 46th minute. So is it he's ran out of puff, or he's getting rash? And you know.
And you got to think he'd not played for 2 seasons as well, if that's what I've read. It's one of them, isn't it? It's would we have done it? I'm not sure. We've not been in that position in terms of like what it can potentially generate financially.
But we did make mistakes on players with less quality than a Premier League former international.
Yeah.
But then you don't know what the conversations between Mitch and Sandro have been,
And the team.
Look,
Look,
if he's there going, yeah, I'll
put my neck on the line. If I could have brought in an ex-Premier League footballer and I thought it'd give me a better chance of winning or it maximised commercial revenue, whatever that was, yeah. Probably.
It's gonna upset the apple cart, I feel, though, if you're that lad that plays in that position and then you're getting dropped.
For a Premier League footballer and an ex-international.
But that might not have played in a long time and then gets brought off on the 46th minute.
It's tough, isn't it? I'm sure that there'll be, especially looking at what he's done in the camaraderie and the fact that, you know, people enjoy playing there and such like. I'm sure that it was a common sense conversation had between people. Got some very good players, by the way, a lot that you coached.
Yeah, a couple of names. And actually, not just what I've coached, non-league. Louis Rose, remember Louis Rose?
Yeah. Louis Rose.
Kimberley Working Men's.
Yeah, Kimberley
Very
Working
good.
Men's. Anthony Nomads.
You got Riley O'Sullivan in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, he played step 6 at like your Cov Uniteds and stuff. Couple of players that me and Adam have had. So you've got Josh Walsh in there. We had him at Leicester. Really good player. Ben Starkey.
He's an international, isn't he? Ben Starkey. He's played for his country, hasn't he?
St. Nitz. No, Tanzania.
Yeah.
I'll put my teeth back in. And then you got Elliot Taylor in there, ex-Hinckley goalkeeper. And then one player, I always remember this game, Amir Sandhu. Remember when he used to play for Leicester Road?
Yeah.
I remember watching them. I thought, what a player he is.
Coleshill as well. He played.
Honestly, so that squad of players there have all been in and around step 6 and step 5.
Long time.
And look what they've gone on to achieve.
Yeah.
So actually, I'll take me out off to Mitch a little bit in terms of, yes, we've just spoken about Sandro, but what he's formed there in terms of a group or a squad of players is outstanding, actually.
Yeah. And then, I'm always going to give him credit, but you look at them pitting against each other in the FA Cup, Harborough Town and Darlaston, similar trajectories, very different clubs, isn't it? And very different ways of doing things. So Darlaston are bounced up from step 7, Harborough Town are bounced up from step 6, and wherever else they were. It's unbelievable, them kind of stories. Love it. Absolutely love it. Fair play to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair as well, just looking at the results now, they've had a mixed bag of results, but more wins than anything.
Yeah.
Out of the last 7 games, they've lost 2, drew 1, and won 4. So fair play to them.
Another player in there, Lee, is one of your favourites, Ben Stevens. Remember Ben Stevens?
Oh mate, I love Ben Stevens.
Centre forward, long
Centre
hair.
forward.
He used to play for
Played
Macclesfield,
Barwell.
Barwell.
He
He's
plays
good at
Little
Barwell.
technician, mate.
Yeah.
Good at Barwell.
I think he's a fantastic
I
player.
think he
I
ended
do.
up getting a full-time move, didn't he? From
Yeah,
Barwell
where'd
to
he
somewhere.
go?
I thought he was
He
on
went to,
loan at Barwell from somewhere full time.
No, he went to...
He went to a League 2 side, didn't he?
Yeah,
Was it AFC Floyd?
no,
No.
it was
He went-
Kings Lynn.
Kings Lynn.
was.
Kings Lynn.
Man
Yeah.
knows he's non-league right there.
But he's he had a career at Macclesfield as well when they were higher up. I think they were League 2, and he played in that as
That's
well.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Great squad. Really
yeah.
good
I
squad.
think, like, fair play, like, for those non-league teams that have really put non-league on the map, to be fair. And, like, the Midlands and Leicestershire.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
You
local
think
to us, by the
it's
way.
local? We're Atherstone, Slashdon and Eton. You got Tamworth, who's not far. Kettering's not far. Harborough's not far.
Full of personalities and all.
I mean, Brackley, they got to the first round.
Yeah.
Fair play to them.
Did Solihull get?
Solihull got to the first round.
They
or
used to
second round.
Dagenham.
Solihull got to the second round because they lost against Bromley.
Bromley, that was it.
And then Bromley's got Newcastle
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So if Andy Wing has lost to
Yeah.
Bromley 3 times now in
Shit, yeah.
competitions, which I'm sure he'd be gutted about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
The magic of the FA Cup.
magic of the
lads.
FA Cup, and we've experienced it in the VARs and FA Cup times and stuff. Yeah, you can't beat it.
I just, for me, and I'm thinking not as a football coach, football manager, joint football manager. What experience and memories, these families are going to create at the weekend?
Oh,
Can you imagine it?
Yeah.
People's
Incredible.
kids in that.
Yeah,
I'm watching them.
because I believe they've got a fan zone. They've got a fan zone
Yeah.
set up in Tamworth.
Yeah.
So those that can't make it, big screen, food stalls. I'm
Unbelievable.
sure there'll be some beer drunk. And actually,
that's another one.
your young teenagers, your young fans going to watch Premier League superstars at a local ground that you might live next door to. It's incredible, really. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm strapping myself in for that.
But just in total, even away from non-league, and I know with non-league treatment room, but there's some massive opportunities for lower league clubs here. And you've got some really good little derbies in there, like you said, Man City, Salford.
Huge.
You've got Liverpool, Accrington,
Yeah.
which is big. You've got Chelsea, Morecambe. What a lovely opportunity that is for Morecambe, who are, I don't think, doing very well in that league.
No, they're not.
You know, you've got some really, really good games here. Josh March will be playing against Leeds.
He's been doing well, you know.
He has been doing well.
Scoring some goals, he has,
Yeah,
Marchie.
he has. Man City, Salford. There's some really, really good games that.
But it started last night, didn't it? Thursday. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All the way through now. We've got one tonight.
There's
Two
games
tonight.
tonight.
2 tonight.
Portsmouth, Wickham, or they might be two.
Is it Villa West Ham tonight?
Yeah, Portsmouth, Wickham, and Villa West Ham, and that's another big one as well. Arsenal, Man United.
How was that?
Yeah, it's incredible,
Someone's
isn't
been
it?
fiddling there.
Newcastle, Bromley. Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. Score predictions
Oh yeah.
for the people that don't know.
What are you reel the teams off, Lee?
Well, I think we just go.
The town of Tottenham.
Yeah,
Tamworth Tottenham.
Yeah.
You're looking at me. Do you want me to start this? I'll throw me out in first.
I'm going to go 3-1 Tottenham. I reckon Tamworth will get a goal.
Who's your goal scorer?
Dan Creaney.
Okay.
From a long throw-in.
Okay.
Lee.
3-1, I reckon.
Oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm thinking.
Adam.
I'm going to go 2-1 Tamworth, late winner. I think they'll score one off a throw-in. I think inevitably Tottenham will score just because they're all out of attack. And then I think, is it Nathan
Shakuna.
Good player.
I think he scores the winner.
Yeah, good.
I feel bad for saying that Tottenham will win, but I don't know. I want Tamworth to do it, but I just feel like I think they'll have their moment and they'll score, but I think Tottenham will just push through.
I'm going to go positive vibes. I'm going to go 1-0 Tamworth, late winner. And I'm going to go a Tom Tonks throw with a Hayden Hollis header because he's about 6'9".
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to go with. David.
So my heart would go with exactly what Adam just said, like a nice little upset to finish with. Obviously, that's fairy tale stuff. Put my football hat on. I think Tottenham win 3-0.
Okay.
Fair play. There we go.
Well, either way, incredible achievements.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unbelievable occasions.
Watch it together.
Mate.
What time's it on?
Midday.
I'm all for. Little brekkie.
I'll have one of them 0 Guinnesses again.
I'm telling you.
In, what's it called?
Guinness Zero, mate.
No, where did we go?
Where did we
Silk
go?
Mill.
William Wallace's.
William White's a Barracuda.
Beer Keller.
Chicago Rock.
But how long's this been? Feels like first episode.
Yeah.
Loved
First episode days.
every minute of it. And actually,
Original days.
it's a bit of a thank you actually to you two.
Yeah.
And actually Adam, because Adam was on the pod a couple of times whilst I've been away. I can't tell you, and I have no doubt there'll be hundreds of other followers. I can't tell you how much I relied on you guys doing a podcast every week. Like, I would tune in every Friday and wait for, obviously there's a time difference, just to listen to like some football and a little bit of normality. So gentlemen, as always, thank you very much.
I'm going to pull you a little bit, Ross. While you've been away,
Yeah.
what episodes have stood out for you the most?
That
What
I've
you
enjoyed?
Yeah.
Testing his knowledge now.
Yeah.
I love the Andrew Wing one, because
Yeah.
actually I was 1 year below Wingy when he were playing and he was phenomenal. So some of the people that you mentioned on there, George Peed and stuff like that, some good memories with George Peed, the kit man. Who else did I enjoy? I enjoyed Lavs, actually. Obviously the one that I listened to, and I listened to quite a few, the Mark White one was obviously brilliant. Like that as a coup to get him on your podcast was incredible. I'd obviously listened to him on different podcasts, but to obviously see you two delivering it with him, incredible. Who else would I put in there? There's one in my memory and I can't think who it was. Marcus Laws.
I had a lot of Matt.
Yeah.
Marcus Laws was brilliant because actually it was pure.
Yeah. We spoke a lot about the Marcus Law one, haven't we? Like
Yeah.
after and stuff, and I didn't know who he was. You didn't know who he was,
I knew of him.
and we knew of him,
yeah.
didn't we? And stuff. But I think we both come out of it like
What a guy!
like
Still messages me now on Insta, keeps sending me stuff of Sabutio.
yeah,
and where he
he
got
has.
his
Yeah, he
ideas
has. To be
from,
fair,
like,
we should
and
share
stuff.
it. Like,
Yeah.
Sabutio, yeah.
Incredible
Where he got the
football
ideas
manager.
from and that.
Yeah.
But like, I think as well, like we had a lot of comments on that one and
Loads.
feedback about the Marcus Law one about and stuff. And there's some comments left on Spotify and other places and stuff about people listening to us. So I think it was nice for people to hear him and his story. Because I don't think he's had a chance to deliver
Deliver it.
And that's what we're obviously all about, is allowing people that platform to talk about.
Absolutely. Because
they've
actually
been through.
you've given him an opportunity to speak about his time in football. And what more do you want? Whether that's the good, the bad or the ugly. Perfect opportunity to come on a podcast with you two and just reminisce.
Yeah, definitely. It's but yeah, obviously we had the Christmas off and stuff and a bit of a break, but
2025 is going to be big.
Yeah,
we've got some good ones lined up.
Yeah, we're back into it. Yeah. We're firing them out to you on YouTube and all sorts, and all over like normal. So we're back to business.
Well, for all football fans that are going to watch Tamworth versus Tottenham this weekend, please, I implore you to go and listen to the Jazz Sing episode, the Tom Tonks episode, and any other episodes, lads.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah,
I love all of them.
Yeah, every single one.
Yeah, but the Tom Tonks Jazz Sing, obviously they're relatable to Tamworth Tottenham, so that'd be incredible to listen to. We've had some other players who've played for Tamworth who've had on, haven't we? So Good, yeah.
Cam.
Yeah, Cam, yeah. Obviously, you had Mark Saw, Andy Morale was manager there.
Yeah.
You know, so we've had quite
There's something in the water there, boys. You're doing something right, you two.
We're trying.
Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, thank you, gentlemen. And
always a pleasure.
Let's see what the FA Cup weekend brings.
Up in Tamworth, come on!
All the lambs, come on!